Hi everyone, especially to those who are secondary students out there. Today I'm going to discuss changing the subject of a formula, but let me define first the subject of a formula. The subject of a formula is on its own on one side of the formula, and also take note that the subject must be positive, yes, on its own, but it can be on either side of the formula. So let's examine these three formulae. E, A, and C are the subjects of these formulae. They are all positive and on one side of the equation on its own. We can also rewrite this formulae as this, wherein E, A, and C are on the right side and these expression are on the left side. So these two are totally the same. I'm going to show you how to change the subject of a formula by answering some examples. In this exercise, we will rearrange the following formulae to make the letter in red the subject. So let's start with number 1. In order for y to be the subject of this formula, we have to get rid of this plus z. To do that, we have to use the reverse or inverse operation of this addition, which is subtraction. So here we will subtract z from this expression. And whatever you do on one side of the equation, you also have to do that on the other side to maintain the equality of the equation or the formula. So here plus z minus z equals 0. So we have here x minus z equals y. So here y is the subject of this formula, wherein it is on its own positive and on one side of the equation. You can also rewrite this as y equals x minus z, because most of the time subject of the formula is written on the left side of the formula. In number 2, we have a equals 5p minus c. Here we have to make c the subject, but you will notice that c is negative. To make c positive, we can add c here and we must add c here. Take note that whatever you do on one side of the equation, you must also do the same on the other side. So we can get rid of c here, but we'll have positive c on the other side. So we'll have a plus c equals 5b. Here we have now positive c, but we still have a. So we have to get rid of a by using reverse or inverse operation. So we'll now have a plus c minus a. Since we subtract a from this side, we also subtract a from this side. So a will be eliminated and we'll now have c equals 5b minus a. So now c is the subject of this formula. Number 3, r equals 2s plus 6. Here we have to make s the subject of this formula. In order to do that, we have to get rid of 6 and 2. First, we will subtract 6 from this expression. So we also have to subtract 6 from this side. Plus 6 minus 6 is 0. So r minus 6, this equals 2s. We can eliminate 2 by using the reverse or inverse operation of this multiplication. The reverse operation of multiplication is division. So we will divide this expression by 2, and we also do the same on the other side. Divide this whole expression by 2. Here 2 will be cancelled, s will be on its own, and we now have r minus 6 over 2 equals s. S is now the subject of the formula. We can rewrite this as s equals r minus 6 over 2. Number 4, we have m equals 2n plus p divided by 2. Here we have to make p the subject of this formula. In order to do that, we have to get rid of this 2n and this 2. First, we can subtract 2n from this side of the equation and also on the other side of the equation. 2n here will be eliminated because 2n minus 2n is 0. So we'll have m minus 2n equals p divided by 2. The operation here is division. So we have to use the reverse or inverse operation of this division, which is multiplication. So we can multiply this by 2. And we also multiply this side by 2. So 2 here will be cancelled and p is on its own here on this side of the equation. So we have 2m minus 2n. This equals p. So p now is the subject of the formula. You can rewrite this as p equals 2m minus 2n. So this is the answer. Number 5. Here we have to make C the subject of this formula. First, we will use the inverse operation of division, which is multiplication. So we will multiply this by 5 to get rid of 5. We have to do that also on the other side. X multiplied by 5. So now we have 5x equals 5y minus C. You will notice that C here is negative. To make C positive, we can add C here and we can add C on the other side. So C will be eliminated here, but we have positive C here. So now we have 5x plus C equals 5y. So we now have positive C and we have to get rid of this 5x. We will subtract 5x from this side of the equation as well as on the other side. 5x minus 5x is 0. So we have now here C equals 5y minus 5x. C is now the subject of this formula.
Hi everyone! To summarize our discussion about changing the subject of a formula, you have to remember two things. First, you have to use the inverse or reverse operation in order for your target subject to be on its own and on one side of the equation, just like what we did in our previous examples. Second, whatever you do on one side of the equation, you must also do it on the other side. Again, the two things you have to remember in changing the subject of a formula. First, you have to use reverse or inverse operation. Second, whatever you do on one side of the equation, you must also do it on the other side. Okay, that's it. Stay tuned to this channel for more easy to follow math discussion. See ya!